Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news. It's the very end of September. We've got an Alpha 4.3.2 patch update for you. We've also got the latest from this week in Star Citizen. Halloween's upon us, and I've also tacked on the end an AI/NPC update from the monthly report from the start of September that I omitted, that I do want to go through because otherwise there'll be a lack of context when I cover the next monthly report. Let's start with an Alpha 4.3.2 update. We're waiting for the initial build of Evocati. Now, that was expected on Monday, but CIG didn't release that yet and have since said we are planning on releasing Alpha 4.3.2 to Evocati early this week and then ramping it up to all backers by the weekend. So if the patch goes to Wave 1 and then all backers by the end of the week, you can probably take it as a good sign that they want to release it to live for CitizenCon, which is next Saturday. Not the Saturday coming, next Saturday. At least that's what it looks like to me. This week in Star Citizen, CIG said, we've got chills, they're multiplying, and that's from Greece for some reason. I don't know why they've put an intro for Greece there. That's not as spooky as they think. Spooky season is creeping into the verse, and a month brimming with mischief awaits. From in-game challenges to fiendish contests that test your creativity to tricks and treats along the way, get ready for a frightfully fun time as we kick off our Day of the Vara festivities this October. What can you probably expect? They've sold a load of different skins and ships during Halloween before. They've had the purple haze of 2024, the ghoulish green of before that, also the hellish shoes of this year. So we've seen a little sneak peek of a Polaris skin, a orangey bronze. There'll be things like the pumpkin carving contest and spooky screenshot competition to win yourself some prizes. Also, previously, we've had a little thing to play in Arena Commander, like Skeleton Gun Game, and usually they have the ability to somehow get Halloween costumes and masks in-game that are only obtainable, well, typically only obtainable during Halloween. These have been obtainable in lots of different ways previously, taking out 20 unique players in the persistent universe, finding them in loot containers, traveling to certain locations. Expect maybe some new bits and bobs because of the way they're doing the new monthly patches, but there is a load they could do potentially. Before you dive headfirst into all the Spooktober shenanigans, a quick spell to keep things running smoothly. Scheduled maintenance is lurking around the corner. So a maintenance window is scheduled today, Tuesday the 30th of September, from 1 PM to 9 PM UTC for platform and web services. That is quite a long window and will either be in the middle of happening or over by the time you see this video. However, CIG are trying a new approach to reduce disruption within that window. Instead of full downtime, there's going to be brief and partial outages for login services, Spectrum and Community Hub, and the Pledge Store. Most platform features will remain available during this window. This method lets us perform updates and validations while keeping disruption to a minimum. Thanks for your patience while we work to keep everything running wickedly well. So yeah, I'm really interested to see if this works well or just breaks throughout the process. Tell me what you think once that's happened in the comments below. Let's see what else is going on this week. Wednesday, 1st of October, we're welcoming the month of October by kicking off the Day of the Vara festivities. Also on Monday, dive into the September Persistent Universe monthly report for a behind-the-scenes look at what the dev teams have been working on across the Persistent Universe. So super excited for that. That might give us some hints about what's going on with Alpha 4.3.2 and CitizenCon and beyond. If you are thinking about going to the CitizenCon watch party in the UK, there are still some tickets available. That's at the Leicester National Space Centre. Also, it really is your last chance to get involved with the September giveaway for the Apollo, so make sure you comment on my videos to be in for a chance of winning that. Wait, there's more, because I want to talk about some of the Persistent Universe monthly report updates that I omitted from earlier in the month, more specifically talking about AI and NPC updates. Now, these are moderately relevant because a lot of this stuff is bits that they have been testing out, or at least some of it in the tech preview branch, they've been bringing the Squadron 42 sort of updates into the persistent universe, or trying to. Some of that is covered here, and the rest of it is going to be in your hands at some point. AI content progressed with several ongoing initiatives, including refactoring one of the NPC archetypes important to landing zone infrastructure. When complete, it will provide additional character to the various landing zones around the verse. AI content are currently working closely with core gameplay to ensure there are contingencies in case the system fails while live. Development continued on a set of new voice packs to refine what was learnt from the dynamic conversations added throughout the year. The team also looked into developing new behavior types and re-examined existing behaviors to look for improvements. They also looked into the upcoming environments to make sure they're properly set up for AI populations. The AI features team have been improving NPC weapon overheating, a feature initially developed for Squadron 42. Alongside this, a new firing validator was also introduced for charged weapons, the logic for trigger control was reworked, and various issues were fixed. A pre-firing stage was also added for NPCs using weapons, as previously they would only use charged weapons while in cover. A fix was also submitted to tackle an issue preventing NPCs from shooting after their first trigger pull. Various behavioral combat improvements were made, including the implementation and bug fixing of reactions to weak spot destruction and distortion damage. The team are also improving the overall experience for the Copian, starting with fixes to stabilize the flee behavior. Communication channel improvements were implemented to allow for better coordination between groups of NPCs with leaders. The devs also added improvements to automatically calculate when an NPC is alone or not to better filter what they can say and when. A bug was fixed for NPCs executing audio triggers when dead. This is not yet available in Persistent Universe build, but will be integrated soon. The AI tech team progressed with cross-navigation volume pathfinding. Previously, this used a trial and error approach to predict when navigation volumes would be used for pathfinding, followed by multiple pathfinding steps, with one of each navigation volume. However, they now use a single pathfinding step through all navigation volumes to guarantee the shortest path. Navigation links will also be temporarily disabled after failed use to prevent NPCs from repeatedly trying to use them, which would result in them getting stuck. General improvements to ship AI behaviors were made, including when the AI is within a defend area, but the target falls outside it. In this case, the AI will actively find a position in range to target them. They also polished the punish idle behavior. Instead of statically circling the target, the AI will perform more maneuvers, particularly when targeted. In addition, bug fixes were done for NPCs flying in formations and following at distance, while detailed investigations were made into the current state of AI ship combat. Following this, the team improved AI ship combat tactic commitments for the strafer and the jouster behaviors. For turrets, a vision adapter specialized for unmanned turrets was added, which allows vision perception to be enabled for security systems. Assumedly, this is part of the FPS AI turrets that will be used internally in structures and potentially on ships as well. Dedicated work began on the voxel-based 3D Pathfinder, starting with preliminary refactoring for the Path Follower that will support both the simple and new Pathfinder. There were various improvements to dev tools. The Game Intelligence development team continued to work on the Density Profiler. They also improved the visuals of the Mission System V2 UI prototype and outlined the properties design. Partly connected to that, the character art team progressed with armor for a new gang and supported requests for subscriber flare items and CitizenCon Direct. They also continue to work on variants for gameplay rewards and store items. The concept art team started the exploration phase of a new heavy armor, and boom! That is it for today's updates. We are going to be having a full-on new monthly report real soon. That was from last month's, effectively. I am super excited for all the stuff happening in October, and we will cover that in quite a lot of detail tomorrow because there will be an October update on the channel. I would love to hear what you think about all that we talked about and anything else that you want to talk about in the comments below. Something else that you should do is click on the links below, especially the one to NordVPN, nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. What's that? Get yourself NordVPN for better accessibility, security, and privacy on the interwebs. I use NordVPN. You can use it too. You could be like me. You could just get NordVPN if you want. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for this month of September we are giving away an RSI Apollo Triage, a medium-sized flying medical clinic. It also comes with lifetime insurance and access to Star Citizen with a game package. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during this month of September. If you would like to further support the channel, please remember to like, share, subscribe, watch my other videos on the channel for everything Star Citizen related. There's a load of useful links below as well to a load of stuff that I support or support me in some way with like NordVPN and all that sort of jazz, Game Glass, loads of cool stuff. But also, you could clickety-click on the join button under my videos to help support the channel even more by giving a little bit of money. Oh, isn't that good? Get a load of exclusive little bonuses as well. Or you can use Patreon to do pretty much the same thing, whatever you fancy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great September, and I'll see you in the verse.